A mysterious arrival. In the heart of a sprawling city, where steel and glass kiss the sky, the ordinary hum of life was abruptly shattered by a dazzling flash of light. A glowing sphere, shimmering with hues of violet and blue, descended from the heavens, casting eerie shadows on the pavement below. Curious pedestrians halted their daily routines, their eyes glued to the spectacle unfolding above. Moments later, the sphere cracked open, revealing a figure bathed in light. A young alien girl, seemingly no older than 20, stepped out, her eyes wide with wonder. Her name was Lyra, and she hailed from the distant planet of Viridian, a lush world characterized by vibrant flora and bioluminescent creatures. Unlike Earth, Viridian was a realm where beauty thrived without the constraints of time. Its inhabitants communicated through vivid colors that radiated from their skin, a stark contrast to the grays and browns of the urban landscape before her. With long, iridescent hair that flowed like liquid silver and skin that shimmered with an otherworldly glow, she looked as if she had stepped out of a dream. Lyra had always been fascinated by Earth, having read about its wonders and complexities through Viridian's advanced technology. Yet, nothing prepared her for the sensory overload she experienced as she stepped onto the cracked sidewalk. The cacophony of honking cars, the chatter of pedestrians, and the aromatic wafts of street food overwhelmed her senses. Despite the beauty of her home, she felt an insatiable yearning to experience the vibrancy of human life firsthand. First impressions. As she wandered through the bustling streets, Lyra noticed the stark differences between her world and this new one. Humans walked with purpose, often absorbed in their devices, oblivious to the vibrant life around them. In her heart, she felt a pang of loneliness. She missed the warmth of her family, the laughter of friends, and the melodic sounds of Viridian. Then she spotted him, a young man named Ethan, standing beside a food cart, his laughter ringing out as he joked with the vendor. Ethan was the epitome of the human spirit, curious, kind, and effortlessly charming. His dark hair fell across his forehead as he leaned over, animatedly discussing the merits of spicy tacos. Lyra's heart fluttered at the sight of him, his warmth contrasting with the coldness of the city. A desperate request. With a surge of courage, Lyra approached him, her heart racing. She cleared her throat, attempting to find the right words. "Excuse me," she said, her voice slightly trembling. Ethan turned, his smile faltering for a moment as he took in the unusual sight before him. "Ah, hi there. Are you lost?" he asked, genuine concern etched across his face. Lyra took a deep breath, her heart pounding in her chest. "I'm not lost, but I'm alone. I'm from another planet. I came here to learn about your world." Ethan blinked in disbelief. "Another planet? Like a real alien? This isn't some prank, right?" "No prank," she replied earnestly, her bright eyes shimmering with sincerity. "I want to understand humanity better. I want to experience life here, but I need help." She hesitated, her voice dropping to a whisper. "Please take me in. Let me be your maid." The request hung in the air, and for a moment, Ethan could only stare at her. "A maid? Why would you want that?" Lyra explained how she believed being part of a household would give her a unique perspective on human emotions, culture, and daily life. She wanted to learn about human kindness, laughter, and even the mundane tasks that defined their existence. Skepticism and curiosity. Ethan scratched his head, his mind racing with the absurdity of the situation. He glanced around, half expecting cameras to spring out and reveal a hidden prank. But there was no one but the bustling crowd, and Lyra's earnest expression held a strange allure. "Okay, let's say I believe you," he said slowly. "Why me? There are so many people around." "Because you seem kind," she replied, her voice firm. "You laugh and connect with others. I want to learn from someone like you." A part of Ethan wanted to laugh off the absurdity of it all, yet another part felt a stirring of curiosity. "So, you want to come live with me? In my apartment?" He could hardly believe he was entertaining such a bizarre idea. Yes, I promise to help you with anything you need. Cooking, cleaning, learning. I just want to be a part of this world, she said, her eyes pleading. Making a decision. After a long pause, Ethan sighed, the weight of the decision pressing down on him. He thought about the loneliness he sometimes felt, despite being surrounded by friends. He recalled his own dreams of adventure, of exploring the unknown. Could this be his chance to do just that? All right, he finally said, a hint of a smile breaking through. Let's give it a shot, but you have to promise me you won't turn out to be an evil overlord or something. Laura laughed, a sound like chimes in the wind, and the tension that had hung between them dissipated. I promise. I just want to understand. I want to be human, even if just for a little while. Ethan extended his hand, and she took it, feeling an electric thrill pass between them. It was a small gesture, but in that moment it felt monumental. They turned to walk side by side, an unlikely duo embarking on a journey that would change both their lives forever. With each step they took, Lyra's heart filled with hope, and Ethan couldn't shake the feeling that he had just opened the door to an extraordinary adventure. Together, they would navigate the complexities of human life, bridging the gap between their worlds, one day at a time. Settling in, Ethan's apartment was modest, a cozy haven nestled in a lively neighborhood filled with the scent of fresh coffee and baked goods. As they stepped inside, Lyra's senses were assaulted by a whirlwind of new stimuli, the dim lighting, the cluttered shelves filled with eclectic trinkets, and the unmistakable scent of old books mingling with something distinctly human. It felt alive, pulsating with the energy of its occupant. "Welcome to my humble abode," Ethan said, gesturing dramatically as if unveiling a grand museum exhibit. He plopped onto the couch, an old but comfy piece of furniture that had seen better days. "Make yourself at home. This is your space too now, I guess." Lyra hesitated at the threshold, overwhelmed. "It's different, but I like it," she admitted, stepping inside. Her eyes darted around the room, taking in the worn-out coffee table cluttered with snacks, a stack of textbooks, and a potted plant that looked like it had seen better days. She smiled at the sight. It reminded her of the wild, untamed beauty of Viridian. "Different is good," Ethan said, leaning back and watching her explore. "So, what's first on your earthly to-do list?" "I want to help. I want to learn how to do everything," Lyra replied, her enthusiasm bubbling over. "I need to understand your daily routines and what it means to be human." Ethan chuckled, scratching the back of his neck. "All right then, let's start with breakfast. I hope you like cereal." A culinary adventure. In the kitchen, Lyra gazed at the various appliances, her eyes wide with wonder. She had never encountered such gadgets before. "What is this machine?" she asked, pointing at the coffee maker. "That's for coffee," Ethan explained, pouring the last remnants of the ground beans into the machine. "It's kind of like a ritual for humans. We drink it to wake up and feel energized." "Energized?" she repeated, intrigued. "Does it have special properties?" Ethan laughed. "You could say that. Here, let me show you how it works." He demonstrated the brewing process, and as the rich aroma filled the air, Lyra was captivated. "What do you usually eat for breakfast on Viridian?" he asked, trying to draw her into the conversation. "Fruits and grains that change flavor with the seasons," she replied, her eyes gleaming with nostalgia. "We have a fruit that tastes like a blend of sweet and sour, and it glows softly in the dark. You would love it." "Sounds amazing," Ethan said, pouring cereal into a bowl and adding milk. "But I've got to say, glowing fruit would probably freak out my roommate." He paused and added with a smirk, "Not that I've ever had a roommate who was an alien." As they sat down to eat, Lyra marveled at the simplicity of the meal. The cereal was crunchy and sweet, a far cry from the complex flavors of Viridian's delicacies. "This is good. It's different but enjoyable," she exclaimed, her cheeks glowing with delight. A glimpse of humanity. After breakfast, Ethan decided to take Lyra on a little tour of the neighborhood. "Let's go to the park," he suggested. "It's a great place to see humans in their natural habitat." As they stepped outside, the cacophony of city life enveloped them once more. The sun shone brightly, casting a warm glow on the streets bustling with life. Lara gazed in awe at the colorful storefronts, street performers, and the myriad of people moving about their day. It was a vibrant tapestry of sounds, sights, and scents, unlike anything she had experienced before. In the park, children played on swings, couples strolled hand in hand, and joggers darted past, their faces flushed with effort. Lara watched with fascination as a group of children flew kites, their laughter ringing through the air. "Why are they so happy?" she asked, her brow furrowed in confusion. Ethan chuckled. "Because they're free. They're enjoying the moment, just like you are now. It's one of the simple joys of being human." "But what about the troubles?" Lyra pressed, recalling the stories she had heard about human conflict and strife. "Isn't there sadness beneath all this joy?" Ethan's expression sobered for a moment. "Yeah, there's a lot of that too. Life can be tough sometimes, but it's the little moments, like this one, that keep us going." As they walked, Lara took note of the subtle interactions around her. A woman helped an elderly man across the street. Friends shared a joke. A vendor offered free samples of fruit to passers-by. Each small act of kindness painted a more vibrant picture of humanity, and she felt a warmth blossoming within her. Learning the language of humanity. Back at the apartment, Ethan suggested they start a new project, teaching Lyra more about human customs and, particularly, the nuances of language. "I think you need to understand our idioms and slang if you're going to fit in here," he said, pulling out a stack of index cards. Lyra's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "What's an idiom?" "It's a phrase that doesn't mean exactly what it says. For example, 'It's raining cats and dogs' means it's raining heavily, not that animals are falling from the sky," he explained, grinning at the absurdity of it. "Interesting. I want to learn all of them," she exclaimed, her mind racing with a challenge. As Ethan began quizzing her, the two fell into an easy rhythm. Laughter filled the room as Lyra struggled to pronounce phrases like "piece of cake" and "hit the hay." With each mistake, she giggled, her confidence growing. It was in these moments that she felt a true connection to Ethan, two beings from different worlds sharing a light-hearted bond. The first test. Days turned into weeks, and as Lyra adapted to her new life, she decided it was time to take a leap of faith. She wanted to experience a deeper connection with the humans around her, so she suggested they attend a local community event, a festival celebrating cultural diversity. "It will be a perfect opportunity to see how humans interact with one another," she insisted. Ethan was hesitant at first. "Are you sure? These things can get a little wild," he cautioned, but the excitement in Lyra's eyes was contagious. "I can handle it. I want to see everything, feel everything," she said, her voice filled with determination. So they prepared for the festival. Lyra chose an outfit that combined her Viridian flair with human style, a vibrant, flowing dress adorned with intricate patterns that shimmered in the light. Ethan opted for a casual shirt and jeans, but he couldn't help but admire her unique beauty. When they arrived at the festival, the atmosphere was electric. Colorful banners fluttered in the breeze, and the scent of food wafted through the air. Lyra felt a rush of exhilaration as they navigated the crowded pathways filled with laughter, music, and the tantalizing aromas of global cuisine, facing the unexpected. But as they mingled with the crowd, Lyra's excitement began to wane. She felt the weight of her differences pressing down on her. The humans around her laughed and shared stories, but she struggled to join in, unsure of the cultural nuances and inside jokes that swirled around her. Ethan noticed her unease and leaned in closer, whispering, "Just be yourself. You're doing great." He gently nudged her toward a group playing games, hoping to draw her into the laughter. "Come on, it's all in good fun," he encouraged, pulling her along. As they joined the group, Lyra watched as humans laughed and cheered while playing a game of tug-of-war. The competitive spirit ignited a fire in her, and she felt her confidence bubbling up once more. "I want to play," she declared, surprising herself with her enthusiasm. Ethan grinned. "All right, let's do this." They joined the line of participants, and as the game commenced, Lara felt a surge of energy. The game was loud and raucous, the shouts of encouragement and friendly taunts blending into a symphony of camaraderie. She dug her feet into the ground, pulling with all her strength, feeling the adrenaline coursing through her. And in that moment, amidst the laughter and competition, she felt more human than ever. The connections she yearned for were starting to form, and she realized that despite the differences in their backgrounds, humans were driven by the same core emotions she had always felt on Viridian: joy, camaraderie, and a deep-seated desire to belong. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm golden glow over the festival, Lara beamed with newfound confidence, surrounded by friends, both old and new. She knew this was just the beginning of her adventure, one filled with the rich tapestry of human life and the bonds she would forge along the way. The festival's magic. As the festival unfolded, Lara was entranced by the vibrant tapestry of life around her. Lanterns swayed in the gentle breeze, casting colorful shadows on the ground as the sun dipped lower, transitioning into twilight. The air was thick with the sense of grilled meats, sweet pastries, and spiced dishes from around the world. Each stall they passed offered a new culinary adventure, and Lyra's stomach growled in response to the fragrant allure. "Look," Ethan exclaimed, pointing to a booth adorned with delicate ornaments and trinkets from different cultures. "Let's check it out." Eagerly, Lara followed him, her heart racing with anticipation. As they approached the booth, an elderly woman, her face lined with wisdom and warmth, greeted them with a smile. "Welcome, young travelers. Come see what treasures we have today." Lara's eyes sparkled as she admired the array of handcrafted jewelry, textiles, and intricate carvings. She picked up a delicate bracelet made of colorful beads, each one radiating a unique energy. "This is beautiful," she exclaimed, holding it up to the light. The woman chuckled. "Ah, that one is said to bring good fortune, a gift for your journey ahead." Ethan noticed how Lyra's eyes lit up with each new discovery. "We should get something to remember today by," he suggested, glancing at her with an encouraging smile. As Lyra chose the bracelet, she felt a warm sensation envelop her, an instinctual connection to the object. "I'll take this one," she decided, handing over a few bills Ethan had lent her. The elderly woman wrapped the bracelet carefully and added, "May it bring you joy, child. Always remember that the magic of life lies in the connections we make." Unveiling new connections. After wandering through the festival for a while longer, they stumbled upon a stage where performers were showcasing traditional dances from various cultures. The rhythmic beats of drums resonated through the crowd, calling everyone to join in. Lara was entranced, her body swaying to the infectious energy of the music. "Can we dance?" she asked, her voice filled with eagerness. Ethan grinned and grabbed her hand. "Absolutely, just follow my lead." As they joined the throng of dancers, Lara felt liberated. The joy of movement took over her body, and she lost herself in the rhythm. Ethan led her through the steps, his laughter ringing in her ears as they spun and twirled under the starlit sky. She mirrored his movements, her spirit soaring higher with each beat of the drum. The crowd surrounded them, clapping and cheering, creating a circle of shared energy. Lara could feel the warmth of connection enveloping her, a feeling that transcended words. She reveled in the unity, feeling like she belonged to something greater than herself. After a whirlwind of spins and laughter, they stepped back, panting and exhilarated. "That was amazing," Lara said, her cheeks flushed with excitement. "I think you might be a natural dancer," Ethan teased, ruffling her hair affectionately. Lara grinned, brushing his hand away playfully. "Maybe I should teach you some Viridian moves next time." A moment of vulnerability. As the festival continued into the night, the lively atmosphere began to shift subtly. Lara noticed a few people sitting apart from the festivities, their faces cast in shadows, reflecting deeper emotions. Curious, she wandered over, Ethan following closely behind. Among them sat a young woman with striking blue hair, her expression distant as she gazed at the ground. Laura approached, feeling an inexplicable pull towards her. "Are you all right?" she asked gently. The woman looked up, surprise evident in her eyes. "I'm fine," she replied, but her voice trembled with unspoken sadness. Lyra felt a wave of empathy wash over her. Sometimes it's okay not to be fine. We all have our burdens. The woman's eyes widened, as if she had never expected anyone to understand. "It's just, I'm feeling lost," she confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. "I came here hoping to feel a sense of belonging, but all I feel is alone." Lyra knelt beside her, sensing the depth of her pain. "You're not alone. I'm new here too. I'm still learning what it means to be part of this world." Ethan, who had been standing nearby, stepped closer, nodding in agreement. "Yeah, we all have our struggles. You're not defined by your feelings of isolation. It's just part of being human. Let's share in this experience together." The woman's eyes glistened with gratitude. "Thank you. I don't know how to connect with anyone." Lyra smiled warmly. "You already made a connection by speaking to us. That's a start." Encouraged, the young woman introduced herself as Mira. They spent the next few moments sharing their stories, Mira's feelings of alienation and Lyra's own journey of adaptation. As they spoke, the energy of the festival began to seep into their conversation, weaving an invisible thread of connection between them. Bonds of friendship. As the night wore on, more people joined their small gathering. Laughter erupted as they shared stories and experiences, transforming the atmosphere from one of loneliness to camaraderie. Laura found herself at the center of this blossoming friendship, her heart swelling with joy at the sight of the smiles surrounding her. Ethan leaned against a nearby tree, watching with a sense of pride. Laura had a gift for bringing people together, bridging the gap between their differences. "See, you're already making connections," he called out, unable to contain his enthusiasm. Laura beamed at him, then turned back to Mira and the others. "We should create a tradition, a way to celebrate our differences while forging deeper bonds." "Like a club," Mira suggested, her eyes lighting up. "We could meet every month, share our cultures, and try new things together." "Yes," Lara replied, the idea taking root. "We could even host our own festival, showcasing the beauty of our worlds." The thought thrilled the group, and they began brainstorming ideas, excitement radiating from their newfound friendship. Laura felt a sense of belonging wash over her, a feeling she hadn't anticipated. It was magical, and she realized that despite their varying backgrounds, they all shared the same desire for connection. Embracing the journey ahead. As the festival began to wind down, the atmosphere shifted once again. The sky was now a deep indigo, scattered with twinkling stars, and the laughter of festival-goers was replaced with the soft sounds of goodbyes. Laura stood alongside Ethan, watching as the people around them began to disperse. "I didn't expect to feel so connected to everyone here," she mused, reflecting on the night's events. "Neither did I," Ethan admitted, his gaze lingering on the horizon. "I think you've brought a different energy to our little world. It's inspiring to see how you embrace every experience." Laura smiled softly, grateful for his support. "It's easy to embrace things when you have someone to share them with. I'm thankful for you, Ethan." He chuckled, shrugging off the compliment. "I'm just here to witness your amazing journey. You're the one making it special." Feeling emboldened, Lyra took a deep breath, letting the night air fill her lungs. "There's so much more I want to explore. This is just the beginning." "Exactly," Ethan replied, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "And together, we'll face whatever comes our way." Hand in hand, they walked back toward the apartment, the night wrapping around them like a comforting blanket. Laura felt a surge of excitement for the adventures that awaited her, the connections she would forge, and the unique life she would build in this new world. Little did she know The journey ahead would challenge everything she believed about herself, revealing strengths and vulnerabilities she had yet to discover. But with the warmth of friendship blossoming in her heart, she was ready to embrace it all. The dawn of new beginnings. As the first light of dawn crept into the apartment, Laura awoke to the soft sounds of the city beginning to stir. Sunlight filtered through the curtains, casting a warm glow across the room. A sense of anticipation bubbled within her, for today marked the beginning of her first real adventure beyond the festival, a journey to explore the world outside her comfort zone. She could hardly contain her excitement as she hopped out of bed, her mind buzzing with possibilities. Ethan was already awake, sitting at the kitchen table with a mug of steaming coffee in front of him, engrossed in a book. He looked up as she entered, a smile breaking across his face. "Good morning, sunshine. Ready for our big day?" Lyra beamed back at him. "Absolutely. What's on the agenda?" "Well," he began, closing his book, "I thought we'd start with a visit to the local art district. There are some amazing galleries and street art that showcase the creativity of this place. Then we can grab lunch at that little diner I told you about." "Sounds perfect," Lyra replied, her heart racing at the thought of immersing herself in the vibrant culture around her. The art district adventure. After a quick breakfast and a flurry of getting ready, they set out into the bustling streets. The air was crisp, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves of the trees lining the sidewalks. As they walked, Lyra absorbed every detail, the laughter of children playing, the distant sound of music from a nearby busker, the enticing aromas wafting from food stalls. It felt like a celebration of life itself. As they reached the art district, the atmosphere shifted. The streets were alive with colors and sounds. Murals adorned every wall, vibrant and expressive, each one telling a story. Lyra's eyes widened in awe. "This is incredible. Look at all the creativity." Ethan chuckled, his enthusiasm matching hers. "I knew you'd love it. Let's explore a few galleries." They wandered from one gallery to another, marveling at the diverse styles and messages behind the artwork. Lyra found herself particularly drawn to a series of paintings that depicted a fusion of nature and technology, exploring the delicate balance between the two. Each brushstroke felt alive, resonating with her own journey of discovering her place in a world that was both familiar and alien. "This one speaks to me," she said, pointing to a painting of a tree intertwined with metallic roots. "It's like it's telling us that we can grow and evolve without losing our essence." Ethan nodded, captivated by her interpretation. "You have a knack for seeing the deeper meaning in things. It's what makes you unique." An unexpected encounter. As they moved on, they stumbled upon a live mural painting event happening on a large blank wall. A diverse group of artists was working together, their styles blending seamlessly as they created a vibrant tapestry of colors. Laura felt an irresistible urge to join in. "Can we?" she asked, her eyes shining with excitement. Ethan smiled. "Why not? Let's give it a shot." They approached the artists, who welcomed them with open arms. Lyra was handed a brush and a palette of colors, and her heart raced at the thought of contributing to the creation. As she painted, she felt a rush of freedom. The vibrant hues flowing from her brush became an extension of her spirit. The artists shared stories and laughter as they worked, and Lyra found herself opening up about her journey, her dreams, and the struggles she'd faced in adapting to this new world. The shared vulnerability fostered an immediate bond, and she could feel the power of connection growing among them. "Art has a way of bringing people together," one of the artists, a woman with a stunning mohawk, remarked. "It transcends language and culture, allowing us to express what's in our hearts." Lyra nodded in agreement, feeling the truth of those words resonate within her. She was beginning to understand that her journey wasn't just about discovering new places. It was about forging relationships and embracing the beauty of human connection. A setback and a lesson. After a few hours of painting and laughter, the mural was complete, an explosion of colors that captured the essence of unity and diversity. As the last strokes were added, Lyra felt a surge of pride wash over her. But as the crowd began to disperse, a small voice inside her stirred. What's next? Just then, a young man approached her, his brow furrowed with concern. Excuse me, but I noticed you were painting. You should know that your technique is a bit unconventional. Laura's heart sank at his words. I'm just having fun, she replied defensively, unsure whether she should feel embarrassed or angry. I get that, he said, softening his tone, but you might want to refine your skills if you want to pursue this seriously. Ethan stepped forward, his protective instincts kicking in. She's exploring and having fun. Isn't that what art is all about? The young man sighed, glancing between them. I'm just trying to be honest. I know how harsh the art world can be. As he walked away, Laura felt a wave of disappointment wash over her. Maybe I'm not cut out for this, she muttered, staring at the mural that now felt like a reminder of her inadequacy. Ethan placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Hey, don't let his words discourage you. Art is subjective, and what matters is how it makes you feel. You brought something unique to the mural, and that's worth celebrating. Laura took a deep breath, forcing herself to shake off the negativity. You're right. I let one comment overshadow the joy I felt while painting. Exactly. Ethan encouraged. Let's not forget the connection you made with everyone. That's the beauty of it all. Strength through connection. They continued exploring the art district, and Laura reminded herself of the joy she had experienced. Each piece they encountered now seemed to carry a deeper significance, reflecting the struggles and triumphs of those who created them. She realized that every artist had their journey, complete with setbacks and breakthroughs. As they wandered through the streets, they stumbled upon an open mix stage where local musicians were performing. Ethan looked at her with excitement. What do you think? Want to share a song? Laura hesitated, the earlier encounter still fresh in her mind. What if I mess up? What if they don't like it? Then you learn from it, Ethan replied, his voice steady and encouraging. You won't know unless you try. I'll be right there with you. Gathering her courage, Laura stepped up to the stage. The crowd welcomed her with smiles and applause, and she felt a thrill of adrenaline course through her veins. As she took the microphone, she noticed Ethan standing off to the side, giving her an encouraging thumbs up. Taking a deep breath, she began to sing, a melody that flowed from her heart, one that spoke of new beginnings and the beauty of embracing the unknown. As her voice filled the air, she poured every ounce of her spirit into the performance. Facing her fears, with each note, her confidence grew, and the audience swayed in time with the music. She poured her soul into the song, losing herself in the rhythm. It was as if the world around her faded away, and all that remained was the connection she felt with the crowd. When she finished, she was met with raucous applause and cheers that echoed through the streets. See, Ethan grinned, rushing up to her. You were amazing. Laura's heart swelled with joy. I can't believe I just did that. She felt a sense of empowerment wash over her, a newfound belief in her abilities. Now you know how it feels to embrace the unknown, Ethan said, his eyes sparkling. It's all part of the journey. As they left the art district behind, Laura felt transformed. She had faced her fears and connected with others in ways she never thought possible. The experiences of the day solidified her belief that the beauty of life lay in the relationships we build, the challenges we overcome, and the art we create along the way. Reflections under the stars. That evening, as they returned to the apartment, Lyra and Ethan sat on the balcony, watching the stars twinkle against the dark canvas of the sky. The city buzzed softly below them, a comforting reminder of the life they were carving out together. I never imagined I could feel so connected in such a short time, Lyra confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. It's overwhelming, but in the best way possible. Ethan nodded, a thoughtful expression on his face. Sometimes, the greatest connections come from the most unexpected places. Embracing the unknown can lead to the most beautiful experiences. Laura turned to him, gratitude shining in her eyes. Thank you for being my anchor. "I couldn't have done any of this without your support." "I'll always be here for you," he promised, their bond deepening in that moment. As they gazed up at the stars, Laura felt a renewed sense of purpose. She knew that challenges would come, but she was ready to face them head-on. With Ethan by her side and a heart full of dreams, she felt empowered to embrace whatever adventures awaited her. In that moment, Laura realized that her journey had only just begun. The road ahead would be filled with twists and turns, but she was determined to navigate them with courage and an open heart. With each step, she would continue to weave her story, a beautiful tapestry of growth, connection, and creativity. The unexpected invitation, days turned into weeks, and as autumn settled over the city, Laura found herself increasingly integrated into her new surroundings. The vibrant energy of the city filled her with an insatiable curiosity, and each day unfolded like a new chapter waiting to be explored. Yet, as her confidence blossomed, an unexpected challenge loomed on the horizon, a creative competition that would test her skills in ways she had never imagined. One crisp morning, while sipping coffee at their favorite cafe, Ethan slid a colorful flyer across the table towards her. "Check this out. There's a citywide art competition happening next month. The theme is Harmony in Diversity, and the winner gets a scholarship to an art school." Laura's heart raced at the prospect, but alongside the excitement came a wave of self-doubt. "I don't know, Ethan. What if I don't measure up? What if my work isn't good enough?" Ethan leaned in, his eyes steady and encouraging. "This is your chance to show the world what you can do. Remember how much fun we had painting that mural? You've got talent, Lyra. This could be an amazing opportunity for you." Taking a deep breath, Lyra felt a flicker of determination ignite within her. "Okay, I'll think about it." The spark of inspiration. Over the next few days, she began to brainstorm ideas for her piece, but each time she picked up a brush, doubt crept in. What if her interpretation of harmony wasn't what the judges were looking for? What if they thought her style was too unconventional? These questions loomed like shadows, threatening to eclipse her creativity. One afternoon, feeling particularly frustrated, she wandered into a nearby park. As she strolled among the trees, a sudden burst of inspiration struck her. Laura spotted a group of children playing together, their laughter echoing through the air. They came from different backgrounds, each one unique, yet they shared a joyful bond that transcended their differences. She quickly pulled out her sketchbook, capturing their carefree spirit. Laura spent hours observing, sketching, and soaking in the warmth of the sun. It was in that moment she realized that true harmony was about celebrating differences, recognizing the beauty in diversity. With renewed enthusiasm, she returned home, determined to pour her heart into her artwork. The creative process. As she began working on her piece, Laura transformed her living room into an art studio, splashing vibrant colors across her canvas. The process became cathartic. She lost herself in the rhythm of her brush strokes, weaving her story through layers of paint. She envisioned a large tree, its branches adorned with symbols representing various cultures, intertwined to form a beautiful tapestry that encapsulated the essence of unity. But with each stroke, self-doubt whispered its nagging refrain. What if this doesn't resonate with anyone? What if it falls flat? The voices of insecurity called at her, but she pushed through, reminding herself of the joy she felt when creating. It was a journey of expression, not perfection. Ethan watched her transform, filled with pride and admiration. He often joined her, sketching and experimenting with his own art, providing her with encouragement and unwavering support. "You're really onto something, Lyra. This piece is going to be incredible," he would say, each word fueling her confidence. Facing the competition. As the deadline for the competition approached, Laura faced a mix of excitement and anxiety. The day of the submission arrived, and the art community buzzed with energy. The venue was a stunning gallery, filled with vibrant pieces showcasing the creativity of artists from across the city. But as she stepped inside, her confidence began to waver. Laura's heart raced as she surveyed the gallery. Artists were setting up their pieces, each one more impressive than the last. Self-doubt loomed like a heavy fog, clouding her mind. "What am I doing here?" she whispered to herself, clutching her sketchbook tightly. Ethan noticed her unease and approached. "Hey, you've put your heart into this. Trust yourself, you belong here." With a deep breath, she nodded, allowing his words to sink in. She carefully placed her artwork against the wall, stepping back to take it all in. The canvas depicted a magnificent tree with colorful leaves, each leaf a different shape, symbolizing the myriad cultures that thrived in harmony. Laura felt a sense of pride wash over her as she admired her creation. The judging process. The judging began, and Laura watched as the judges evaluated each piece with keen eyes. Her heart raced with anticipation, but as they approached her artwork, doubt flickered within her. Would they appreciate her message? Would they see the beauty she hoped to convey? The lead judge, a renowned artist with a reputation for being particularly critical, studied her piece intently. Laura held her breath, waiting for the verdict. Finally, the judge stepped back, a contemplative expression on his face. "This piece speaks volumes about unity in diversity," he said, his voice resonating through the gallery. "It captures the essence of community and connection beautifully." Relief flooded through Laura, and a smile broke across her face. Perhaps she had managed to convey her vision after all. The announcement. After several hours of presentations and deliberation, the judges took the stage to announce the winners. Laura felt a whirlwind of emotions, nervousness, hope, and excitement. As the judges began announcing the third and second place winners, her heart raced. "And the winner of the Harmony in Diversity competition is..." The lead judge paused, building suspense. "Laura Thompson." For a moment, time stood still. Laura's heart raced as she processed the words. "Me, I won." The realization hit her, and joy surged through her body. She leaped to her feet, her eyes wide with disbelief. As she made her way to the stage, Ethan cheered, pride radiating from him like sunlight. Laura accepted the award, a beautiful glass sculpture that shimmered like a rainbow. Tears of joy filled her eyes as she looked out at the audience, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for everyone who had supported her journey. Reflections on the journey. Later that evening, as they celebrated with friends at a nearby cafe, Laura reflected on how far she had come. The challenges she faced had only strengthened her resolve. She shared her thoughts with Ethan, who listened intently. "I never thought I could create something that resonated with others," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "This journey has taught me that art is not just about skill, it's about connection, vulnerability, and expressing who we are." Ethan nodded, his eyes shining. "You found your voice, Lyra. This is just the beginning. Imagine what else you can achieve." Embracing the future. With newfound confidence, Lyra began to envision her future. The scholarship from the competition would allow her to pursue her passion for art in a more structured way, and she was excited about the possibilities that lay ahead. She imagined herself attending art school, learning new techniques, and meeting other artists who shared her love for creativity. But beyond her artistic ambitions, she realized that her journey was about so much more than just creating beautiful things. It was about forming connections with others, understanding their stories, and finding common ground in a world that often seemed divided. That night, as she lay in bed, Lyra felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The challenges she faced had shaped her into the person she was becoming, resilient, passionate, and unafraid to embrace her uniqueness. She knew that whatever obstacles lay ahead, she would face them with courage and creativity. As she drifted off to sleep, the stars outside her window twinkled brightly, each one a reminder of the endless possibilities that awaited her. Lyra was ready to embrace whatever the future held, knowing that her journey had only just begun. The artistic awakening. As autumn deepened, the world outside transformed into a vibrant tapestry of oranges, reds, and golds. The crisp air invigorated Lyra, stirring her creativity and prompting her to explore new artistic avenues. With the scholarship secured, she was ready to immerse herself in her studies at the local art school. Yet, the thought of stepping into an academic setting filled her with both excitement and apprehension. The first day arrived, and Laura stood outside the imposing brick building, her heart racing. Students bustled around her, laughter and chatter filling the air. With a deep breath, she stepped inside, the cool air hitting her like a wave. The aroma of paint and canvas enveloped her, igniting a sense of belonging. Her first class, Introduction to Mixed Media, was taught by a seasoned artist named Professor Mendel. His enthusiasm for creativity was contagious, and he encouraged students to experiment without fear of failure. "Art is not just about technique," he said, pacing before the class. "It's about expressing your inner self and discovering who you are." Laura listened intently, absorbing every word. The professor challenged them to think outside the box, to meld different materials and techniques, and to embrace imperfection. Inspired by his teachings, she left class that day brimming with ideas. Building new connections. Over the next few weeks, Laura formed bonds with her classmates, each one a unique tapestry of backgrounds and experiences. Among them was Aidan, a quiet yet brilliant sculptor who often shared thoughtful insights during discussions. He was drawn to her passionate energy, and they began to collaborate on projects, melding their distinct styles. In the evenings, Laura often met Ethan at their cafe to share her experiences. He listened as she recounted her day, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "You're really thriving, aren't you?" he said one evening, a proud smile on his face. "I feel like I'm finally finding my voice," she replied, her fingers tracing the rim of her coffee cup. "Every class, every project, it's like a puzzle piece falling into place." With the support of her friends, she delved deeper into her art, experimenting with unconventional materials, found objects, fabrics, and even natural elements. Her creativity flourished, and she began to see her artwork not just as a means of expression, but as a reflection of her journey, a journey that was unfolding in ways she had never anticipated. The collaboration project. One day, Professor Mendel announced a group project that would culminate in an exhibition at the school. Each group was tasked with creating a piece that embodied the theme of community. Laura felt a surge of excitement as she joined forces with Aidan and another classmate, Mira, a vibrant painter with a knack for storytelling through her art. They brainstormed ideas late into the night, gathering inspiration from their backgrounds and experiences. Aidan proposed a large, interactive installation that would invite viewers to participate. "What if we create a piece that allows people to leave their mark, something that represents unity in our community?" he suggested. Laura's mind raced with possibilities. They decided to create a massive tree structure made of reclaimed wood, adorned with colorful ribbons. Each ribbon would represent a different story or experience shared by the community, allowing people to tie their narratives to the tree. Facing doubts. As the project progressed, Laura felt a sense of purpose, yet doubts occasionally crept in. Was their idea strong enough? Would the community resonate with their creation? One evening, while painting ribbons in her studio, those familiar voices of insecurity began to echo in her mind. What if no one cares about our story? What if they don't understand? She thought, frustration mounting. Just as she began to feel overwhelmed, her phone buzzed with a message from Aidan. "Hey, let's take a break. Meet me at the park." Grateful for the distraction, she quickly grabbed her jacket and headed out. The park was serene, bathed in the golden glow of the setting sun. Aidan was already there, sketching under a large oak tree. "What's got you so pensive?" he asked, glancing up at her. "I don't know, I just keep worrying about our project. What if it doesn't mean anything to people?" she confessed, her voice tinged with vulnerability. Aidan paused, setting down his pencil. "Art is subjective, Lyra. What matters is the passion and intention behind it. We're creating a space for connection. That's already something meaningful." His words resonated with her, and she began to see her doubts in a new light. You're right. We're telling a story, and stories matter. No matter how people interpret it, we're inviting them into our experience. With renewed determination, they spent the rest of the evening brainstorming and laughing, transforming their worries into inspiration. The exhibition night. As the day of the exhibition approached, the energy in the art school was palpable. Students hustled to finish their pieces, and excitement buzzed in the air. Lyra, Aiden, and Mira worked tirelessly, pouring their hearts into the installation. On the night of the exhibition, the gallery was transformed into a vibrant celebration of creativity. The installation stood at the center, an inviting tree adorned with colorful ribbons fluttering in the gentle breeze. As visitors arrived, they were drawn to the interactive aspect of the piece. People began tying their own stories onto the ribbons, sharing laughter and tears as they connected with one another. Lyra watched in awe, her heart swelling with pride. The installation had become a living tapestry of shared experiences, a true testament to community. She stood beside Aiden, both of them overwhelmed with emotion as they witnessed their vision come to life. Ethan arrived, beaming with pride. "This is incredible, Lyra. Look at how everyone is engaging with your art." Lyra's eyes sparkled as she observed strangers bonding over shared stories, creating a sense of unity in the gallery. "I can't believe this is happening," she replied, her voice filled with joy. The unexpected recognition. As the evening unfolded, a sense of camaraderie blossomed among the attendees. Lyra felt a deep connection with the community, realizing that this project was more than just an exhibition. It was a celebration of shared humanity. As the night drew to a close, Professor Mendel took the stage to commend the students on their hard work. "Art is a powerful medium for connection and understanding," he said. "This installation embodies the spirit of our community. Thank you for your dedication and creativity." Then came the unexpected announcement. "And tonight, I'm proud to award our first ever Community Impact Award to Lyra Thompson, Aiden, and Mira for their exceptional work on the installation." Lyra's heart raced as her name echoed through the gallery. A wave of disbelief washed over her as she stepped forward to accept the award, her hands trembling with excitement. The applause resonated like music, a chorus of appreciation for their efforts. A moment of reflection. Later that night, as they celebrated with friends at a nearby diner, Lyra felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The award was not just a recognition of their artistic abilities, but a testament to the importance of community and connection. Sitting across from Aiden and Mira, she realized how much she had grown through this journey. "I never imagined art could bring people together like this," she said, her voice warm with gratitude. "It's incredible how we can touch lives through creativity." Mira smiled, her eyes sparkling. "That's the beauty of art. It's a universal language that speaks to everyone, regardless of background." Ethan reached across the table, squeezing her hand. "You found your purpose, Lyra. This is just the beginning of your journey." Embracing new horizons. As the weeks rolled into months, Lyra continued to embrace her artistic endeavors, each piece a reflection of her growth. The exhibition opened doors to new opportunities, allowing her to collaborate with local organizations and share her passion for art with the community. One day, while volunteering at a local youth center, she discovered a group of children with a passion for art, but lacking the resources to explore their creativity. Inspired by their enthusiasm, Lyra organized workshops to teach them the fundamentals of mixed media and encourage their self-expression. Through her efforts, Lyra began to see the ripple effect of her passion. The children's laughter echoed in the art room, filling her with joy as they painted their dreams on canvas. Each stroke represented their hopes and aspirations, a testament to the power of art to inspire and uplift. A new chapter. With each passing day, Lyra felt her heart swell with purpose. The journey she had embarked on was about more than personal growth. It was about fostering connections and making a difference in the lives of others. One evening, as she sat in her studio, reflecting on her experiences, she realized that her art had become a vessel for healing and understanding. The colors she used were more than mere pigments. They were threads weaving together the tapestry of humanity. With a renewed sense of determination, Lyra began to envision her future, one filled with collaboration, exploration, and the endless possibilities of creativity. The path ahead was unwritten, but she was ready to embrace it with open arms. As she closed her sketchbook, a smile spread across her face. The journey of self-discovery had just begun, and she knew that every step she took would lead her closer to her dreams. In a world that often felt divided, Lyra was determined to be a beacon of hope, using her art to inspire, connect, and celebrate the beauty of diversity. With the stars twinkling outside her window, she felt a deep sense of gratitude for the experiences that had shaped her journey. Lyra was not just an artist, she was a storyteller, a bridge builder, and a passionate advocate for the power of creativity to change lives.